Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Music and Beyond podcast. I'm Ernie. Today I have Shatter the Moon. How's it going, guys?
How's it going?
Hey
Stoked.
man, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm happy to have you guys on. I love it. I love it. And your music. I've been listening to it. Like when I followed you guys on TikTok, that's how I found my interviews from now on. But it's mind blowing, honestly. Like your music it's very storytelling.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's good if you picked up on that.
Yeah,
and we didn't and
yeah.
we didn't have to and we didn't have to tell you
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, I was like, even right now, before I got on with you guys, I was listening to it. I'm just like, it is a story. That's cool.
I heard a funny story the other day. Is this pretty open, or do you want to be real fucking straight on your? Oh, can we swear, by the way? I just
Oh
I just
yeah,
swore, but okay.
go
But
go go ahead, man.
so
No, but
funny side story.
but we could be open about anything, like
All
speak
right,
away.
cool, cool. Yeah. So speaking to what you just said, like somebody just told me this a couple days ago, where this girl I know said she was up at a weed store or something in the north in Las Vegas, North Las Vegas or something. And she was talking to the guy that was selling her or whatever about, oh, I know this guy that's in this band, and she mentioned our band or whatever, and he's like, oh, I know them, and blah blah blah. He saw us somewhere or whatever. He's like, I love that they have this story and blah 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 whatever. And like, how the hell does anybody pick up on this? Because we never explain it. Like, if you're paying attention, you'll know, but most people aren't paying attention. So I was like, somebody actually picked up on that. Oh, okay, cool. All right, good to know. But that's cool that you did.
Yeah, I mean, like that's why I love music because it's a story, and like one of my I said this in the last interview with Blank Era. Uh, One of my favorite bands of all time right now is Bad Flower because damn, that dude is depressed as hell. And I was in some dark times when I discovered Bad Flower. So, I put myself in his shoes and I'm like, speak to me.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I'm good now, hopefully.
I love all kinds of dark music. So I'm not a particularly depressed person, but man, I love depressing music. It's great.
I don't know what type of music you're into and stuff, but if you like hip hop, check out Sick World, SIK World. That dude is depressed as hell too.
There you go. Brilliant.
But back to you guys. It's kind of crazy because whenever I talk, I'm like, oh, let's talk about this band for a minute or two.
Dude, we'll talk bands all day long. That's yeah, you know how it is with musicians. We just like well, Zach Jackson and I never agree on anything, but like it's fun to argue over bands that we both hate or that I hate that he likes and I like that he hates. So it's all good.
I just want to say that Limp Bizkit is the greatest new metal band ever, and I'll fight anybody for disagreeing with me.
I'm with you on that one. That's one band we both agree on is New Lip Biscuit. Yeah,
Limp Bizkit,
I'm a fan. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. But can you guys share how Shatter the Moon came together and you know, like you guys are a sci-fi band, I believe. And how did you guys come together and decide on that one topic and you know?
Sure, Jax, do you want to take it,
We
or
came,
do you remember?
I remember. Oh, let's go in the way back machine here. Um, well, originally I wasn't the vocalist.
That's
I
true.
was I was just a bass player, and those were easier days.
Remember those good old days? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those good old days. We parted ways on good terms with our vocalist, and then there was just the three of us, and we started taking our music in a slightly heavier direction. And I love Coheed and Cambria, so I was like, I want to do a concept band. What do you guys think? And they were like, ah, yeah, that sounds great. Fuck it. And that's how we got the idea to do the story aspect of it, like a story, but I'll let Whiskey take it away with why we chose Shatter the Moon specifically.
Yeah, so we were looking for a new name. We were in, like I said, or like you said, we were in a band with somebody else who was very alt rock. We wanted to play heavier stuff. We started to play heavier stuff, and we were looking around for a name for a long time. One of the guy that's not here, the guitar player, liked the name Shatter, but I wasn't really into it. So then we started looking around. We started talking about concept bands. I saw this documentary. I think it was Bring Me to the Horizon. Who's the Ollie band? I always forget the name of it.
Ollie Sykes.
Ollie Sykes. What band is
Yeah,
that?
that's Bring Me the
Bring
Horizon.
Me to the Horizon. So I saw this documentary about them, and I just liked what he was doing. Like I liked the ideas of what they were doing, comic books and stories and stuff. And obviously, I'm a Coheed fan as well. But so then I had this. Jax and I are both super into moon stuff. We're both like, I don't know why, we just have this connection to the moon in general. So somehow it came out. We just throw names around, and like Shatter the Moon came up because we wanted to put the moon in there. I had an idea about the moon, but then we tried to put the other guy's idea into it, so we came up with Shatter the Moon. And then we thought it would be a cool story to come up with some way that would lead to somehow the moon blowing up, because there's all kinds of like theories about the moon and what the hell it is and all that. So we kind of came around to the idea of, that name, and just we're all like, oh, that'll work. I like that. And then we started to like, we can build a story around this, and then we wanted to relate it to current event, not current events, but like real history and real conspiracy theories, and try to connect everything. It's not original by any means, but it's our take on these ideas. So that's more or less how the name came about, how the band came together. And then we were looking for singers for a long time. We're like, oh, we need a singer. And then because we lost our singer, and then we tried a million people and nothing was like connecting for us. And then one day I told Jax here, like, hey, you should try singing, because he was a very good backup singer at the time. He was doing backups for the band. It's like, we don't want to add another person. You just do it. So he's like, I don't want to sing. But he did it. He tried, and he took lessons. He started taking singing lessons, and he became quite good at it, actually. So then we decided to stay a three piece, the holy three piece.
The
So
holy three
yeah.
piece. I love it though, and it's like he kind of upgraded because for some reason bass players get the worst shit ever. Like, like, oh, he's just a bass player, like, you
Oh,
know.
absolutely. Yeah, he's by far the one we pick on the most.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Still, I'm not the singer. I'm the bass player.
Even though he's the singer, he's still the bass player.
From
Yeah.
the
Got to
world's
keep his ego in check.
from the okayest bass player ever to the okayest singer ever, I guess.
Pretty much. Very run of the mill.
Dude, but honestly, like I love your vocals. Like I'm a huge lyricist, so when I was listening to your music the first time, I was like, okay, that was cool, but I don't get it. And then I kind of started paying attention more, and I'm just like, oh, okay. So it kind of like goes together, and like even with that song Control, I think it's, or hold on, it was Contract. Like I was trying to figure it out too, and I was listening to it, and I'm just like, what the hell is it? It gives me Pink Floyd vibes, honestly.
Oh, wow.
Well,
That's
that's
cool.
way bigger than we would expect, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah, that one is like, so Jax likes to like our music. We try to be very theatrical with what with our music. So, and Jax is highly inspired by, who is it?
Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer, yeah. So like a lot of our intros, like when we first started introing our live sets, we'll always have something like that, or somewhere in the middle, something that Jax has written or come up with, like that. Like that's something he wrote on Ableton or whatever. And it was just part of the vibe of what we were doing. It was the sort of like when we first started playing live, that we would play that on stage as our sort of being abducted scene. It was back then, it was the abduction scene. But so it was like we'd start off and we'd be like doing the shit on stage while this was happening, and so we put it in, because it's like an interlude in that particular EP. And it's cool, so we didn't want to waste it, so we put it on the EP, just as like a soundscape, but it again, it's part of the vibe, like you said, Pink Floyd creating a vibe for what that EP wanted to feel like. So, and we have others coming, like we have other he's written a few of them. So we have more coming as we do that. So we want our live shows to seem like a movie. Like Interstellar was a big influence for Jax. So like that sort of, we're trying to make it theatrical and interesting to see us live, that sort of thing. So
I haven't
that's where
seen
that
that
comes
movie.
from.
I haven't seen that movie, and I've been meaning to see that because I love stuff like that, like you know,
Just
stuff
came
that
out on
could.
Netflix. It just hit Netflix. So go for it, man.
All right, thanks for listening to this podcast. I'm out
Yeah, we'll
now.
see you guys later. Let's go watch Interstellar.
Yeah, yeah. Interstellar watch along. That's crazy, man. I love that though. And from what you're saying is I feel like you guys have a huge stage preps presence then, right? Like, I'm sure you guys have like, a crowd, like, a way to pump up the crowd and, just get them connected and jump around, I guess.
Well, we have this AI assistant that helps us during our set that we programmed in, and it's all part of the show, and it controls our lights, and it talks through it to the crowd and whatnot. And so I think we put on more of a production than like a show. So
Like
Dude,
a typical
that's
rock show. Yeah. Yeah.
that's fucking sick. I'm gonna have to go to Las Vegas.
we got to
Oh,
come to you.
we'll come to you at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
Vegas is just too damn expensive, and
that's
yeah.
true.
In-N-Out Burger, let's go.
Yeah.
And with the two EPs and yeah, what you guys have out right now, like, so what's the story so far? If you can explain that.
We well we're part of some Men in Black reject kind of thing, and we kind of work closely with the government. That was pretty much what we wanted to convey with the first EP, and the second one that came out is there's a moon base prison that is holding a galactic being who is capable of terraforming, and the Galactic Federation is a thing, and she is on in this moon prison asking for help. And the third one we're coming out with is us going up, giving her a hand, and then just being really bad at it.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
there's a little bit of comedy injected here in that we're bad at what we do. So thus the shattering of the moon. But yeah,
It sounds
We're-
like a it sounds like a romantic comedy, honestly.
a little bit. I mean, there'll definitely be ladies involved. I don't know. That's my job, but we'll figure that out at some point. But yeah, but yeah. So yeah, we have this third EP coming out, which is gonna be the end of the first. I don't know what you call it, like movement or whatever. Then we'll put the three together, but because you do them as you can, as you can make them. But third EP is going to be like sort of the end of this first part of the story, where like you said, going to the moon, trying to help this person, this thing, this, we don't know what she is, but she's calling to us from the atmosphere, and and we're the ones that answer the call, even though we're the E team. We weren't the first ones that were called, but like we had nothing to do, so we answered.
We were the ones who
So
answered.
Dude,
so
honestly, I really enjoyed that song. You guys have a song called The E Team, right? I didn't
the
Yeah.
write
E
that
team,
one
correct?
down.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yep.
really enjoyed that song. I was like, oh, this is good. I love it.
Oh, cool. Glad
Yeah,
you like that
yeah,
one.
that's definitely a throwback in style for sure, with the old school sort of Rage Against the Machine vibes, and then the old school sampling, and yeah, that's a good one for sure. But that tells a lot. That part that talks a lot about us. The E team, by the way, E stands for entity. Entity is the name of our group, our covert group. We call ourselves the entity. Um, so that's what the E team stands for. But it also means we're definitely not the A team. So
If you want the A Team, I think it's streaming on HBO Max.
Yeah.
oh yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah.
They're not on TikTok with like under 2,000 followers.
Oh no, that's hilarious. And Las Vegas is known like, as the entertainment city of the world. So how has it been, being a band out there, and is it tough, like people have a million things to do, and how do you guys stand out with, your band and stuff?
Not well.
Now, well,
I mean, I think we're doing okay. I feel like if we were in a smaller town, not competing with, Celine Dion and Britney Spears and like Michael Jackson tributes, we'd probably get a little bigger of a reception. But right now, it's the live scene for local music in Las Vegas is unfortunately smaller than it should be.
that's tough, man. I would have thought there was like at least maybe a venue for locals and stuff.
There are.
There's definitely
Oh, there are.
venues. Yeah. There's quite a few, but the audience is challenging. So the venues are there. They book a lot of stuff, but people like to see cover bands and tribute bands in Vegas. So to get people out to things, plus they're busy. Like there's a lot going on here, so there's a lot of options. So that can be challenging, but there's definitely the venues for it. There's the spaces. It's just getting the audience and not oversaturating it. It's all in strategy and marketing. And that's the hard part, figuring that out. But there's some good stages here though for local bands, smaller bands, and like some mid-level bands coming through. There's definitely some good stages here. It's just getting getting through the noise of everything that happens here. So, um, but there's a lot of opportunity too. It's a big city, a lot of people here. It's just you gotta kind of make it happen for yourself, or reach or go other places, reach out. And that's what we're starting to do now is trying to reach out to other places in the area, in the region. I mean, I guess Arizona,
Yeah, yeah.
Utah, California, that kind of stuff, and start to reach out and see how that goes.
We'd love you here in Texas, honestly.
Oh, hell
That's
yeah.
that's that's on the edge of like, oh, we could do that. we've
Yeah.
talked to we've talked to some bands that we've talked about doing some things with them, and mini touring. I wouldn't quite call it touring, but small regional shows, a group at a time in Texas is definitely reasonable. So, well, it depends. Houston isn't reasonable, but El Paso maybe or something like that.
Dude, I'm
It's a big
I'm not even
state.
gonna yeah, I'm not even gonna tell you where I'm from because I could drive 12 hours up and I'd still be in Texas.
Oh Jesus,
Oh
yeah,
man.
it's a big state. Like I said, yeah.
It sucks. But I really hope to see you guys one day because like, listening to the music like on my speaker or on my phone, like I feel the energy and I, you know, close my eyes and I imagine, and yeah, that sounds corny and stuff, but that's how it all starts.
No, not at all, man. Not at all. Let me ask you, what's your favorite song so far?
Oh, I think I don't know what it's called, but oh wait, actually, yeah, it's something to say.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, something to say. Like actually, I have three.
Uh-oh.
I
Well, that's
well,
even
f
better.
well, four because the E team was really good too, and even
Okay.
the contract
Right.
or
Yep.
yeah,
Contact.
so contact, yeah. Uh, so it's something to say, leave me, and the art of steel.
Art of the Steel.
Art of the steel, yeah.
Yeah. Something to Say and Art of the Steel seem to be most people's favorites for the most part.
Yeah. What do you think that is? It like, maybe lyric wise or
I think Something to Say is the most accessible, probably the most radio friendly. It's hooky and catchy, and it's got a lot of dynamics to it, and it's not super long. Leave Me is pretty long, so that might take a while people to grab onto that one. And then the other one, Art of the Steel, is very short and super hooky. A lot of changes. It's very. Mm, it
Punk.
reminds me a lot of like Blink 182, not in its quality, but like it changes a lot throughout. It's got a lot of like it's a little all over the place, but it's short and energy, a lot of energy to it. So That's my guess as to why. Yeah.
I love them. Honestly, like honestly, even I don't know. I honestly I love all the songs because I wouldn't really be even able to choose what songs I like, even though I just did. But I like y'all's music because it's something different in every song, even though it's one full story. And you know, like I think everybody should go listen to it at least once or twice and become a fan.
Absolutely. I agree. I agree with your assessment.
I think I just like summarize what a band is or why you should like a band.
There you go.
Yeah. Like what do you gravitate like in bands? Like when you're listening to somebody, are you like a lyric person? Are you like the vocal hook? Do you listen to guitars? Or like what grabs you about a band in particular?
Honestly, for me, it's probably lyrics.
Okay.
Like, before we started, I told you guys the story about Adelita's Way
Yep.
and how they helped me. So
Yep.
when I went to go buy their album at Best Buy, I went to go put it on my CD player and I just like the first song was Invincible and in that song he starts off with Believe me, you never met a motherfucker like me. And I'm just like, bro, they haven't met me.
Yep.
But yeah, it's lyrics and I love Adelita's Way, Fever 333. I know you talked about Rage Against the Machine earlier, but I prefer Fever 333 because I guess it's more stuff that I understand, even though they're kind of
Sure.
in the same like concept of songs and stuff, like they do the same stuff. And I just it's lyrics for me.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
cool, man.
I get that a lot. I've never been a lyric person. That's why I'm always curious when people are lyric people. I mean, I listen to them, but it's not like the first thing that I grab onto. But I know so many people that do, probably more than do anything else. So I was just curious. And we try to make our lyrics part of the story, but also relatable, so that you could interpret it in different ways. If you want to take it straight as the story, you can, but it's also a little bit, what would you say, like not vague, but open to
Um,
interpretation. A little
yeah,
bit, because you want it to be relatable. You don't necessarily have to take it literally as much as a little bit of that. So, but yeah, that's hard to do. It's very hard to do to like tell a story, but also like make it relatable. So, you know,
you're telling me, bro.
This guy's
absolutely,
like, this guy's like, I was a bass player. Now you have me singing.
And friggin' writing lyrics, like,
and
dude,
writing lyrics. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's like, I just wanted to stand there and strum my chords.
right? I just wanted to have fun on stage. I can't do that anymore.
I was here for the free beer.
Right?
Exactly. I'm sure Jax misses jumping around on stage as much as he used to back in the day.
I do, but I am getting older, so it is kind of nice to not have to do that
Yeah,
as
you're not hurting like Riff and I the next day as much.
not as much.
So how do you guys come up with the lyrics when, writing a song or, coming together and creating a whole album or EP?
The song usually starts with Riff and myself coming up with just something worth showing Whiskey, and if he gives his stamp of approval on that, we take it forward together. We just
Yeah,
kind of
we'll
keep polishing it
we'll jam
until
on it or something at that point. Yeah.
yeah, until it's vaguely resembles a song, and then we'll keep hammering out until the song's done, and then I'll sit with it for a couple months and put the lyrics to it, and then usually write some kind of pad tracking. Like I like a lot of orchestra instruments in our stuff, so I'll put like violins and cellos and like synthesizers and shit.
Yeah.
And then we call up our buddy Corky and sit in his room for a couple months, and then there you go. We got something pretty to listen to.
Hash it out. Yeah. we almost always record write the music first, almost to completion, before the lyrics ever get applied. Other than maybe in the jamming process, a hook will come up vocally, but the lyrics are it's just scatting, it's just made up stuff. But almost always, it's kind of funny to do it that way, and we might adjust it if we need to along the way. If the lyrics, if what Jax comes up with for vocals, we might extend this or shorten this or do whatever. But for the most part, music is almost always done before lyrics start, and then we do a little bit of editing in the studio. Like our engineer producer Corky will give us ideas, and he'll change stuff like, oh, especially vocally, he'll add a lot of help with that part for us. So um but yeah, that's more or less how it gets done.
Man, I feel bad because I feel like I've been picking on him for a while now because he was a bass player. My bad, bro.
Right, right,
No,
right.
he
He's
does a
cool.
lot more than play bass. There's a lot to it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And I'm over here like, oh, blah blah blah, and I can't even freaking sing. Right?
Yeah, no.
Usually Thursdays I go to karaoke and I'm just like, "Ah."
Yeah, no, Jax does a lot, and I'm just the guy that tells him, nope, that sucks. Try again.
No, that sucks.
Come back next week.
But it's working.
That's how they perceive it. That's not how it goes, but that's how Jax perceives it.
I love it though, dude, because I could see that, like you guys really do care about each other, and it's I feel the vibe and the like when listening to the music, like I know that you guys aren't just doing this for because you want, like because you have to, but because you guys will actually want to be there and stuff.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we
Yeah.
enjoy it. We got lucky, the three of us meeting. We've all been through several bands, and we get along real well. And like, yeah, like we get it's that part's great. The creative process has always been real easy for us. Um, Staying on task, maybe not so much, but the creative part has always been real good. We get along great, and similar visions and similar styles, and we just all make it work. Yeah, it's been real good. So I've been in lots of bands, and it has not almost never actually it's never gone this easy, I would say.
When did you guys form? Like 2020 during pandemic?
Pretty much, yeah. This is when
It
we
was
kind of
just
started.
before that, maybe. Like as this iteration, yeah, it was right around the pandemic. Yeah, we were in that other band together, maybe a year or two before that, 2018, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but something like that.
Yeah, it's so
But yeah,
weird. I called it pandemic because life was so different back then.
oh yeah, and that was probably a lot of inspiration too, because like the Wastelander cyberpunk stuff that we interjected into all this is heavily influenced by the what would you call it, the times where everything was such chaos. It's like, oh man, we could go into complete the world could go into complete craziness, and it was definitely helped inspire us into this sort of post
Dystopian.
post war, post modern concepts, the ideas of what we were doing.
And it's crazier now because like with the aliens apparently like coming out and showing up, and with the craziness that's happening right now, like I don't know, you guys may have a few more albums coming out pretty soon.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of craziness going on that we there's plenty of inspiration. Oh my god, like I have so many ideas for I not lyrics per se, but stories to tell within songs based on what's going on that we can rip from. Um, the obvious example is The Art of the Steal was a rip on Donald Trump's book, The Art of the Deal, um,
Oh shit.
from like the 80s. So that was 100% rip on that. I mean, just conceptually, and that was, I don't know, 2020, right as his first presidency was ending. Like it was definitely in my mind, the title. Like Zach's wrote the lyrics. I came up with the title, but it was similar. He wrote the lyrics based on some, you know, world going to hell, and then so it just kind of made sense, based on the politics of the time.
That's crazy, man. I love that.
So there's
And
plenty. We got 4 more years of inspiration. So yeah.
yeah, 4 more years. Oh man, I can't wait to listen to that.
We even have our second album title already picked out. We've had that picked out before we even wrote the first one.
Yeah,
We
for
knew
sure.
exactly what they were going to be. We knew the first one and we knew the second one, and then so and the songs are already being written. We're starting to work on them. Conceptually. So we're hoping that after this third EP, we're going to actually the next thing will be a full album, more or
Ooh,
less.
hell yeah! I can't wait. And I'm probably gonna say that a lot during this interview because honestly, like, I mean, I don't know what it takes to, go and record and stuff. I've seen it, but like, I don't know what the engineer is doing or, so like it's cool to hear, stories and all that stuff. But
There's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. So it'll
yeah,
take it'll be a while, but and it's expensive and it's just a lot of time and yeah.
I bet. This is expensive too.
Oh,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. And what have been some of the biggest obstacles that you guys have faced so far in this band?
Jax's memory.
Yeah. Yeah. It's horrible.
Oh, challenges. Geez, that's a good question. Getting things done. I mean, when, when you're dealing with artists, it's like it's hard to stay focused and like actually finish something. There's a lot of like running in circles and oh, we should get back to that and that kind of stuff. So like trying to stay on track, get things done, move forward in a professional way. We've always tried to be that way, in our interactions with you know gigs or promoters or whatever we do. But getting things done, it's well for me anyway. It's always like way slower than I'd like it to be. It's like let's go, come on.
Yeah.
Get down.
At least for me. But I'm the drummer. Like it's all about time. Like, and I'm older than these guys. So like, listen, I'm gonna be dead soon. Let's get something done.
I'm gonna be dead damn chill.
Plus, I don't live
Hey,
the most healthy lifestyle. Like Jesus.
Yeah, you racing towards that finish line, bro.
Hey man, we all die sometime. Let's have a good time while we get there.
I guess so.
well, what
Oh,
did you say you were drinking? Whiskey?
oh yeah, I got Jameson tonight, but that's just
Jameson?
what was on sale at the time. I tend to drink Irish whiskey in general, so but yeah, whiskey tonight.
Is that the go-to?
I mean, whiskey in general, yeah, anything Irish, but yeah, yeah,
Oh,
that's
sick.
my name. It's a play on whiskey.
Hot
Love it.
whiskey.
My favorite whiskey is Jack Daniels. What's up? No.
Ooh, you're on your own with that, bro.
Yes, you are.
I have a bottle in the freezer, but I'm just like, it's not right now. Fans seem deeply connected to your music. How do you engage with them to bring them into the world of Shatter the Moon? Do you guys have memorable fan stories or moments?
Oh, there's this awesome story about Phoenix.
Wait, which you're not gonna tell that whole story,
Oh God, no.
right? Okay.
Oh,
But
hey,
like,
we
Some
have
of that is
time.
not for the public. Go ahead, tell a story. I'm gonna fix a drink while you're doing that. I'll be right back. But I'm listening.
what I was gonna say is we try and make friends at shows, connecting with people, and then afterwards, if there's an after party, we like to further these connections and make memorable moments outside of a venue situation, more of a we're on the same level just as people. I feel like when you connect with people like that, it makes more of a fan of a friend rather than a source of income, so to speak. So you make those memorable moments, and those last forever. So I think that's what we try and do, is just be very personable, because we're just people. It's we're honored that people seem to like the music that we make, which is really cool. And I just love to meet them and hear their story. And yeah,
That's
Yeah,
amazing, dude.
we definitely try to connect to people. We interact with them from the stage. We we do a lot of things, to be honest. Like we we throw out stuff without too much care. We just, give away stickers for free. We're always talking and taking pictures with people. We try to engage with them for social media purposes. It's just trying to interact, in every way, social media wise. Always comment on stuff. Always respond to people. Jax is always on TikTok and talking to people, so that's cool. Um, but yeah, live show wise, we're just we try to always make friends with the bands, with the people that are working the event, uh, with the audience. We have business cards. We hand out business cards to people with our scan code on it. Always just walking around trying to talk to people. And if you liked it, look us up. Say hi to us. Whatever, that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, it's trying to win people over one person at a time. There it is. There's our business card.
Oh wait, I can't see him right now.
It's got a scan code on there. It's got a phone number, email, our website, but the scan code brings you all that, and then our symbol on the back. And so yeah,
Jax,
that's
talk.
oh, I was letting Whiskey take it, man. He's doing a great job. I say
yeah.
things
So
that get us in trouble.
I didn't say things like gets us in trouble. Dude, I used to be like that too whenever I had a co-host, she would always tell me like, "Oh, don't say this or this or this." And I'm just like, "Okay." And then I'm at the interview and I'm like, "What was I not supposed to say?" Oh yeah. And
Right,
then I go out
right.
and say it.
Yeah, it's just safer to let him talk, and I'll chime in every once in a while. But I'm like, I'm watching him, making sure I didn't say anything wrong, you know?
And I know you guys talked about what song that everybody kind of seems to be connected to the most. Is that the one song that you feel that everybody connects to? I think it was something to say, or do you think it's a different song?
You know, Something to Say has had the highest numbers on YouTube, uh,
Hmm.
and any other of our streaming services. We've noticed that one's been the highest one. But the people at shows that we talk to, they say they love Leave Me. So I think Leave Me is a very close second. But since it's a little longer, like Whiskey was saying before, it's gonna take a little bit longer to for people to just kind of gravitate toward it. But I do like that song a little better.
it seems to change, but yeah, something to say is by far the most popular from a results standpoint, online or whatever. But live, it changes. People like Slip Space a lot. I don't know why they because of the
Oh,
I don't
Slip
really know
Space,
that
yeah.
that's a one that people seem to like a lot. Um, yeah, yeah, Leave Me is a good one live because there's a lot going on. We had interact with the audience very often. That one we almost always at some point people will run out. Jax almost always runs out into the audience during the big interlude in the middle.
Oh,
We'll
sick.
play and jump around with people in the audience during that part, so it just gets a lot of engagement live. But yeah, yeah, something to say seems to be the most popular. But the other ones, everybody's got their fan. I've heard several people say they like E-Team. I have one guy that says he likes Third Law. Just I hear it just depends. It's a little bit all over the place.
And looking ahead, where do you see Shatter Moon in the next few years? Are there any dream projects or collaborations that you guys want to bring to life?
I would love to be the first person to collaborate with Claudio Sanchez. That'd be dope.
Wait, you have a bigger goal than that. You also
Oh
want to
yeah,
be the first.
first, no, oh the first band to play on the moon.
Exactly.
Oh shit.
That's our goal. Or
First
Mars.
band to
I'll
play on the
I'll go to
moon.
I'll drive to Mars. Yeah, sure, whatever.
I'm driving.
But the moon, yeah. We want to be the first band to play on the moon. Absolutely.
I don't know, bro. I kind of feel like Metallica would probably beat you.
They're too old. They die in transit. We can still pull this off.
That's true.
Um,
Got to put you in a
but
carpet stick to get there.
well, for me, for sure. Um, But yeah, no, that's for sure. Like we're like I said, we're big fans of Coheed. To do anything related to them would be like, all right, we can just quit after this if we open for them or something like that.
Oh,
Or
John Witherspoon from Seven Dust.
yeah, Seven Dust would be anything connected to them. Or oh god, what's Lou's favorite band? Uh,
Kill Switch?
Kill Switch. Yeah, something to do with them. Or we have an opportunity that we're hoping to get in March, which could be big for us, or big one of the bigger things we've ever done. So we're hoping that comes through, and that's a big one for me. But yeah, like just connecting to bands that we like. Um, that would yeah for sure that'd be nice. We're also heavily inspired by Chevelle.
Ooh.
Anything Maynard James Keenan does, Perfect Circle, anything like that. Like we're all in that we're in that kind of vein. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. I can't wait. And you know what? I right now that you just mentioned Chevelle, I think they released a new single, right? I don't think I've heard it yet though.
I saw that they were in the studio. I haven't seen anything coming out anytime soon, but I know they started recording again. That's the last I heard. So
I can't wait for that. And I like to end every interview with this question because you never know what you're gonna get. So, if you were stuck in an elevator with any musician, dead or alive, who would it be and what would you talk about?
I think I got an
Go ahead. I'm still thinking.
answer. Dead or alive, Jax. So consider that. So off the top of my head, the first one that comes to mind is Peter Steele from Typo Negative, who's top five bands of all time for sure. Probably one of my favorite. They're any given day they could be number one, but absolutely love Typo Negative. Peter is dead, and I miss the fact that he's not making music anymore. And he was funny, clever, just wrote great stuff from a metal standpoint that was also hooky. What would I talk to him about? Man, he was funny. That's a good question. What would we talk about? Probably like, hey man, talk me out of continuing it. Like, talk me into like doing something normal with my life. Why? I would be so much better off if I wasn't a musician. Probably.
You'd be so bored, dude.
Maybe I'd find something else. I don't. Yeah, it just sucks all your money and all your time. And but no, I love it. It just sucks. It's just funny how you know how much it takes to be in this to do this sort of thing. But yeah, um, I think that's probably my answer. Off the, first thing that comes to mind. Miss that guy big time. His music. Met him one time when I was a kid, like teenager. He signed some stuff and it was great. The whole band, but just such a character. But Jax, do you have one?
Mine would be the composer Beethoven. Um,
Ooh,
because I want to know, like, how did he write the stuff he did, not being able to hear? And I want him to be able to like describe what sound feels like. I mean, if we're stuck in that elevator for a while, like he's gonna have some time. And I kind of want to know if it has any association with cymatics of how he was able to visually see the sound. I got a lot of questions for the guy. So probably Beethoven.
that'd be sick. And just don't wave at him because I've heard that people wave at Stevie Wonder and then he waves back. And
A little
like,
weird.
yeah, that's a good those are some good answers, man. I love them. I haven't heard anybody say Peter Steele, so that's a good one. And Beethoven, that's a first too.
Well, cool, man. Hey, I appreciate you bringing us on. This was an awesome time.
Yeah, and where can we find you guys?
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Google.
Yeah, we're like on all the things. But yeah, shatterthemoonband.com will get you to everything. You type Shatter the Moon in any social media, you're gonna get us. If you go to shatterthemoon.com, you're going to get some sort of crypto thing, but shatterthemoonband.com is our website. We're on all the audio things, we're on all the video things, so check us out, put us on your playlist, hit a song, hit like, follow, whatever the heck on Spotify or Apple or whatever. We appreciate that. And share with your friends.
For
Hell
sure.
yeah, check them out. I want to thank you guys for coming on, and um, I've always wanted to
Thank
do
you
this.
for thank you for having us, man. Appreciate
Yeah, man.
Thanks, guys.
it.
And I was gonna do that the last interview, but I was like, nah. But the vibe is right here, right now. So, fuck.
No, fuck it, man. Do it.
Then thank you all for listening, and remember that without music, life would be a mistake.